Ngayong under alert level 2 na ang Metro Manila and most areas in the Philippines as the government pandemic task force implemented the COVID-19 alert level system in the country, dapat na nga ba tayong bumalik sa pag-attend ng physical churches? Or mas wise pa rin ba na mag-online service muna? Ano nga ba ang mga dapat i-consider? Kailangan ba vaccinated or fully vaccinated na ang lahat? O isa nga ba itong form of discrimination? Safe na ba talaga o baka kailangan pag-isipan muna? Hi, my name is Paula and I am one of the DJs here on Save Radio. And today, makakasama natin ang isa pa sa mga DJs ng Save Radio. With me is Grace of High Five. And together, we'll talk about if we should now go back to attending physical church or not.
Sa nakaraang 20 months, the spread of coronavirus has exploded across the globe, leaving packed ERs, ICU patients on ventilators, and families grieving over the loss of their loved ones. At para limitahan ito, nag-implement ng lockdowns ang government ng bawat bansa, meaning bawal lumabas.
Yeah.
Hashtag bawal lumabas ang mga tao. At nag-cause ito ng panic and anxiety sa karamihan. Pero ika nga, kailangan nating sumunod, di ba? Nagbabala ang ating public health experts na kulang tayo sa testing, contact tracing, and quarantining capabilities to keep the pandemic under control. Pero unti-unti naglulusen ang restrictions at pinayagan na ang mga non-essential businesses to reopen.
Yes, and with that said, Grace, now yung churches natin ay humaharap sa set of difficult decisions like kailangan na ba or kailan dapat mag-resume ng physical worship services at paano ito dapat i-carry out, like paano dapat i-carry out ang ministries natin safely. The government's alert level system for COVID-19 responses was fully implemented nationwide last Monday lang, November 22. Metro Manila and most areas in the country are under alert level 2 until November 30 at marami na nga ang lumalabas.
Yeah, and we have to, of course, before we talk about this, we have to know the differences of these levels. Ano bang meron kapag alert level 1, 2, and 3, 3 and 4, di ba? We have,
yes, and we also have 5.
We also have alert level 5.
So, ano nga ba?
Sa alert levels 4 and 5 na may higher risk establishments ang magkakaroon ng order na totally closed. Under the lower levels, places like gyms, restaurants, meeting venues, and personal care services like spas and salons can remain open to a certain degree.
Yes, and sa alert levels 1 to 3 naman, mawawala na ang age-based mobility restrictions unless ang LGU mismo sa lugar ninyo ang mag-impose nito on certain age groups. And nakita ko yan, ang dami ng mga kabataan ngayon na ako na lang yata hindi pinapayagang pumasok ng malls. Just kidding.
Well, for alert level 4 naman is when, perks for vaccinated persons will kick in.
Yes.
Vaccinated persons.
So, hindi ako kasama sa group na ito, okay?
Yeah, but we have to be very specific so that you won't get confused. They are allowing fully vaccinated people ang pwedeng mag-dine-in sa restaurants. Pero if you want to eat naman sa restaurant, you can also do al fresco dining. Also, churches, they also allow fully vaccinated people diba, to attend their gatherings. Pero if not, well, you have to attend online pa rin.
Yes, that's why, kaya yan ang topic natin right now. And of course, itong mga alert levels na to will be decided by the Department of Health every week for every city or town in close coordination with Metro Manila mayors.
Yes, and of course, it will be the National Task Force. However, that will have the power to impose ECQ, which is what we call now Alert Level 5.
Wow. Anyway, but the question now is, as Christians, ano nga ba yung guideposts natin for decision making? So, to discern God's call for the churches, of course, we can always rely on two guideposts. At ano nga ba yun? Those are, the biblical truths and scientific knowledge. At parehong ito na binibigay sa atin ng Panginoon. The Great Commandment states, you shall love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself. At during this pandemic, yung love natin para sa sarili natin ay na-express ito in ways na we protect ourselves from getting infected. Pero in the same way, yung love natin for our neighbor, Grace, is also expressed kapag nagagawa nating protektahan din ang mga tao na mahal natin or ang ibang tao, our neighbors natin, from getting infected.
I totally agree with you, Ate. Pero it's really important that we not only think of our safety, but also
Yes.
of others. And you
Yes.
are correct that that is one way of showing following the commandment to love your neighbor, di ba? Kayo ba, Ate, in your church, do you have na a physical gathering?
Well, hindi pa talaga ako nakaka-attend ng physical church, but our church already have 4 services na, where people can go to the physical church. Pero meron pa yung online services para sa mga taong katulad ko who are half-half, hindi pa kami fully vaxxed. But I guess yung reason ko is because hindi pa ako fully vaxxed and kino-consider ko yung fact na I'm not just protecting myself but I'm also protecting other people because I am being a responsible, human being and a responsible Christian as well.
Right. Well, kami sa church, we also have a physical gathering. I think 4 weeks, or I think 3 to 4 weeks ago. Yeah, we already started the physical gathering, but we still do online for those who cannot attend. Kasi there are
Yes.
still people, di ba, who would rather choose to watch online
Yes.
than go to a physical gathering kasi nga for their own safety. And there are, well, we are also thankful to these churches na even though they open the doors, they still make sure that they implement strict protocols for the safety
Yes.
of everyone, diba? And even if, as we focus on preventing COVID-19 infections, hindi natin dapat, of course, neglect yung spiritual, emotional, and social needs
Yes.
natin. And of course, ng ibang tao, of others. During this period of social distancing, it is perhaps even more important na ma-meet ng church ang needs ng tao, di ba?
Yes.
And, as Christ's disciples, these needs are met as we live out our calling to worship, pray, encourage, witness, disciple, and serve. Pero kailangan gawin natin ang mga ito na parang na minimize natin ang mga COVID-19 transmission. So,
Yes.
we need to use the scientific knowledge about this virus to prevent its spread in our churches.
Yes, that's so true. Hindi naman we don't shy away from science and all that. But I just have like a thought and an idea na na-bring up din sa akin, and it's in Hebrews 10 verse 25. Na, we do not neglect meeting one another. So the thing is this, Grace. It's like, how do you strike in the balance na people na fully vaccinated, uma-attend sila ng church, and then people na, pero may mga tao pa rin, may mga Christians pa rin, who prefer na hindi umattend ng church. The question is, could it be possible or pwede kaya na talagang, dahil may mga tao naman na nag-a-attend ng Bible study, ng small groups or life groups, kahit hindi na sila umattend ng physical church at umattend na lang sila ng online church, probably it's okay. Kasi ang importante lang naman doon is you do not neglect meeting with one another, and you do not neglect the fellowship. Of course, you have your time with the Lord, your intimacy with God is there, you spend your time with the Lord, but yung fellowship, since nami-meet yon, dahil
Mhm.
nagkakaroon ka ng Bible study, ng small groups, could it be na that's okay? Tapos, if you're this person, this kind of Christian na ang tanging, source mo lang for fellowship is every time you attend weekly
Right.
ng physical church,
Right.
then you have to attend kasi hindi ka naman ma-attend ng small groups or ng Bible study groups. What's your thought about that?
Yeah, well, I actually agree with you po. Especially, and at this time, we need fellowship, diba? And we need each other to support each
Yes.
other. Well, not just mentally, emotionally, but most especially spiritually,
Yes.
right? And we cannot get that na you're just reading the Bible every day. Of course, we learn a lot from the Bible every day if we're gonna read it, if we're gonna have our quiet time every morning. That's true. Pero there's also a different aspect when we are meeting other
Yes.
people and we are growing even more through them. So I think tama po kayo when you said na if you're not gonna meet others during the week and then you really have to attend the gathering or you
Because
have
there's
to
an
attend
opportunity
yes.
na may ma-meet ka, diba?
Yes, that's true.
And, the thing is this, natutunan ko sa pandemic na to, because I'm highly introverted, like, almost 100, like 95, ganon. No matter how introverted you are, you will really look look forward to fellowships.
Right.
Why? Because we are relational beings. Ganon tayo create ng Panginoon.
Right.
Of course, we are created to worship. Worship, like, the vertical relationship. Pero yung horizontal relationship natin with other people, hindi siya, alam mo yun, hindi siya dapat na neglect because it also nourishes us as human beings and as Christians.
Yeah, right. And I think din po net makikita yung accountability,
Yes.
diba? Because we really cannot, we should be accountable to each other. And if you're not meeting anyone, accountable ka lang to yourself.
Yeah.
And like your truth and your right and wrong, sa'yo lang.
Ikaw lang.
Perspective mo lang. So
Ikaw
no
lang,
one is telling you, kung tama ba to? Mali ba to? At least, especially, but of course, we also have to be very specific that these people that we meet, we should, look at them na these are the people that we trust and we know the people who really obey God. Diba? Kasi baka naman mamaya we are looking for an accountability partner.
Dinadala ka na pala sa yon. Pero, yeah, totoo yun. Ang tawag ko dyan, yung rubber band mo sa Christian life mo. Kasi yung rubber bands, yung pag hinatak mo yan, babalik ka. Right? So yung people, yung godly people that we surround ourselves with, para silang rubber bands at alam mo yung sa gilid ng road na hindi sila something na hahayaan ka na mahulog pa.
That's true. Yeah. And sigurado this is also an opportunity, to remind our leaders, not just church leaders, but also cell group. We have different cell groups, so discipleship groups, cell groups,
small groups, connect groups, so many other groups.
Whatever you call it, but if you are a leader or kahit a member lang, and you think that someone, is not connecting na with you for a very long time, it's time to reach out to them. Diba? There are a lot of ways that we can connect to them. Just send them a message via Messenger or alam mo yung random call.
Diba? Huwag lang ako kasi I don't pick up.
Diba? Pero Messenger, we can use the social media platforms to connect with them. Even just comment on their post. That's a really good way to tap them and remind them na, you have a friend right here. Na if you have anything that you would like to say or may kwento, I'm here.
Right? Nagagawa mo nga mag-scroll for hours, right? How much more yung simpleng message lang. It could mean so much to that specific person. Like, I have a friend na I messaged like just a couple of days ago. Malaman ko, nagkaroon pala ng COVID. And it meant a lot to her
Mhm.
na, nag-message ako sa
Mm-mm.
kanya. I mean, hindi ko tinataas yung sarili ko, but just an example
Mhm.
na hindi gaano ba kahirap mag-message.
Right.
Nakakapag-chat ka nga sa jowa mo na siniseen zone ka lang. How much more dun sa reach out mo, di ba? Kaya natin to. And I couldn't agree more with everything that you said. But, gustuhin man nating mag-extend pa. We're gonna talk more about that maybe in the future, but that's it for our Kaligtas Hangouts. I
Right.
hope that Grace and I were able to educate and share some wisdom in these trying times. So we'll see you again in the next episode of Kaligtas Hangouts. This has been Paula,
And this has been Grace.
reminding you to always stay safe and
Stay safe.